in Grandma's room.
Okay. Now, Izzy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can you tell me?
Are you spicing the chicken for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you using?
A little measuring cup.
No, what are your spices you're using?
Salt and pepper.
A little bit more than that.
I got it wrong.
And what are we using? What are we gonna do with the salt and pepper? What's gonna go? Else is gonna go in the jar? Chicken.
And then what are we going to do with it?
I'm gonna cook it.
We're going to can
We're
it.
gonna can it. Okay, now swirl your jars around carefully. Oh, good job. Just like that.
Everybody gets to help.
Yep. And we're doing
Grandpa.
this beautiful chicken breast. Look at this pile we got here, and we're not even halfway done. But Izzy has spiced all these jars perfectly, and we are going to be canning a whole chicken breast. Slides right into this jar. We kind of did that one backwards, but that's all right. And my mom is going to pressure cook them, can them up, and we're going to use them for my grandma, because grandma...
Don't smell this.
Yeah, that'll make you sneeze.
Our sneeze.
Yes. And these turn out absolutely perfect. We're not adding any liquid. We're just doing salt, pepper, and a chicken breast. And everybody's got a job to help.
And they will be
I
so
said
good
Grandpa.
this
Yeah.
winter.
Except Grandpa.
And the chicken we got was bone in, skin on. So we're deboning everything and skinning it. I am not good at that. I kind of destroyed everything.
And then we're going to make what?
We're going to make bone broth. And there's our scrap, but it's actually not scrap. We are cooking it. And we went and bought a special ingredient today that's hard to find.
And we're not telling you what it is.
Nope.
Chicken.
Yeah, something like a chicken. But our special ingredient that's going to go into this lovely bone broth. And we're going to use that, make up, it has all the good collagen in it. So we are going to be getting all the good stuff, the marrow and everything from these chicken breasts. And then everything's going to go over here, into our pressure cooker, which I have cleaned out.
Oh, guys, Mom, there's something wrong.
So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but it is going to be worth it in the long run. Oh, and here's my helper. Hi, Gypsy. Are you helping? Are you helping? Yeah. Oh, there's Winston. Hi, big guy. Woohoo. You guys want some chicken? Yeah, you want chicken? Okay. Okay, so my next job is to take this whole chicken breast here and shove it in that jar. Just like that. See that? So here goes my chicken breast. And shove it down in there. So now, that is a whole chicken breast in that jar. We can fit a lot more in there.
A half.
Or half of one. Yeah. But we will fill these jars up, and then that's going to be the headspace right there. But we bought a bunch of this chicken, and I got a baby crying in the background because they can't fit out the doggy door yet, and their moms can. But this is an easy way to make preserved chicken and have it for the winter and in case of emergencies, and it doesn't take up your freezer space or your refrigerator. So now here's a bigger piece here. And my mom removed all the tenders off of them and what do you call that again? The tendon out of there. She pulled every one out. So it's just a boneless, skinless chicken breast. Yeah, and then that one's perfect. That one has a little bit of headspace or a little bit of space at the bottom. If I can get that in there. I'll fix that in a minute, but to give you an idea, so that would be, open one of those up and make a meal with it. And it's absolutely done yourself. You know what's in it. You know how you made it. So it's a perfect last minute supper idea because all you got to do is, warm it up, put your noodles or whatever you're going to make with it, and you're good to go. Alright, we hacked up our chicken. We got them in the jars with the spices Izzy added. They're all cleaned up, lids on. And now here goes the pressure cooker lid. This is our first batch of canned stuff in 2020, with a lot more to come.
And we're making salsa, black beans, and black olives next.
But what's it called?
My favorite thing. Black olives, black beans, and
But
salsa.
what's it called? It's got a name. I just told you what it was.
I don't remember.
Cowboy caviar.
But mine is called Yummy Salsa.
Yummy Elsa?
Yeah, that's because it has yummy, black beans, black olives, and salsa.
Yes.
Salsa.
And these things are always a pain in the ass to get leveled up.
Yummy.
Alright, after plunking our chicken into their hot tub, they are finally depressurized and out. And look at them bubble. Now, we did not add any liquid to this, not a drop. Just some salt and pepper and stuffed in the chicken. And this is what the outcome is. Now, next into the hot tub are the 1.5 pint jars. Oh, and there's our secret special bone broth. You don't get to know the secret ingredient.
Shut that door.
So we have 8.5 pint jars going into the hot tub now. Same thing, no liquid, not a drop. Just salt, pepper, and these held about 2.5 chicken breasts?
Yeah.
About 2.5 chicken breasts per jar. Whoa, we got one sealing. Who was it? Who popped? Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. But you ain't gonna touch them for about 24 hours because that shit is hot. Hot tub. And this smells amazing. This is a half jar that we have. Of course, we ain't gonna fill it up, but this is all we do. No liquid, salt and pepper. And now they're in the hot tub. It's like a big game of Jenga in there. Oh, and we fit. We're in. All right. This hot tub's going to get sealed up. And these guys are going to go for a hot bath. All right. So today we are playing again. We are playing with some top round roast. Getting it ready, prepped to be canned. And we can it raw, and it cooks in its own juices. Here's our little setup my mom's got. We got salt and pepper in there. And she's using, what'd you say, how much?
A half a teaspoon of salt.
Half teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper.
Fresh ground pepper.
Fresh ground, yes. This shit is potent, and I love it. She just ground it in the coffee grinder. And hot damn is it smell good. And we went and got some really good Hy-Vee Choice top round that they have on sale right now. It's a great price to be doing this preservation canning. And yeah, this is what she's gotten cut up. She was working hard before I got here, so she's got this all cubed and trimmed up and ready for me to start loading jars. So that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I stuffed these jars here full of the nice cubed beef. And we have our secret ingredient. That is the only liquid that is added, and it is only 1 teaspoon of our special ingredient that we add. Everything else is just going to come from the meat. I mean, how beautiful does that look? Beauteous! And after all that roast my mom cubed up, we have a ton left yet, and we're not even done yet. So we are getting a whole shit ton of meal prep done that is going to be home done and delicious. And it'll be for fast prepping this winter for hot beefs or beef stew or barbecued beef. Anything you can think of. Beef stir fry. You know, so the skies are the limit when you prepare like this, and it doesn't take any freezer room. Now, another thing that we are doing right now, and this is my mom's little go-to here. She's got these little fat baby jars with some peppercorns, salt and pepper, and chicken gizzards. She is canning little jars of chicken gizzards for her and my grandma, because that is a very, very rich meat that is full of vitamins and minerals and tons of good stuff. So that is what my mom is doing now. And I had to go on the hunt for chicken gizzards this morning. Everybody thought I was freaking nuts, but then everybody wanted to know what I was doing with them. And they said that was a damn good idea. So, along with our pot roast, we are doing gizzards. So, the next step is for me here, I gotta wipe and clean all the tops of the jars. And then,
with vinegar.
With vinegar. And then get the rings and the lids on. The flats and rings, say that right. And we will get these puppies into the hot bath.
No.
All right, hot tub here, which is my mom's canner. She pressure cans this meat to kill any bacteria that may be lingering somewhere. And so we are fully loaded with our water, and we're ready for the top. And these have to be set just so precisely. All right, once you get your lid set, and then my mom will clip it into place, and then she's going to pressure cook this at what? How many pounds? 13 pounds?
11 pounds.
Oh, 11 pounds
Of pressure.
of pressure for
This one goes for 75 minutes.
for 75 minutes. And you always got to watch your pressure gauge and stay right there and keep your eye on it. So I'll have her lock that into place because, yeah, I'm not good at that. And
I just got this one on a garage sale.
yeah, she found it on a garage sale, so we're giving her a big old test out.
We did it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, she canned yesterday.
And it worked.
All right, so there we are set. And then when she gets a steaming good, she'll put a weight, which is this fat doohickey we used to love to play with as kids. And she'll set that up there to hold her pressure. So that's fun. And then what she did yesterday is some pork and beef that she had, and she got that all canned up.
It's July 2009.
Just to see how that pressure cooker worked, and it's working good. So we can actually run a couple pressure cookers at the same time right now. All right, so this is the last of our summertime veggies for the most part. I pulled the last of our carrots. These all came out of my vertical planter, and this is what I had left in there. So they grew very, very nice. All the tops are just luscious green. For growing carrots for the first time on my own, I did a damn good job. And then here is a huge handful of fresh cut chives from my vertical garden. And we've got some tomatoes here and a few right there. Those are out of our 5-gallon bucket. And we have one banana pepper and a sweet banana pepper. These, not sweet banana peppers. We found that out the hard way. These are hot banana peppers. But these all came off of one plant in our 5-gallon bucket garden. But they all turned out nice. And a couple jalapenos that we're going to use for some flavor. And again, I grew this in a 5-gallon bucket. And they're just beautiful. As hard as can be. Very, very nice. So the kids are going to be extremely happy when they see what I pulled today. Now, granted, we still have lots of tomatoes and peppers growing yet. My chives will come back probably for one more cutting. This is my 4th cutting of them. And carrots are done. So this is the last of those. Oh, yeah, and there's our baby watermelon. We haven't cracked it open to see how it tastes yet, but it only got to be about the size of a softball. But we will give that a try and see how that tastes. Happy Saturday afternoon, peoples! We're playing with peckers! Actually, these are jars full of chicken legs and thigh meat. Legs still on the bone and some deboned thighs. And there's one wee little baby thing of gizzards back there yet. And my mom started without me this morning. And look what she did. These are all breasts that she deboned, de-ribbed, de-skinned, packed into jars. But look at that bubble. I mean, holy bananas. Look at the bubbling going on. They've got beautiful color. Now, remember, we add no liquid. We add salt and pepper to the chicken. That is it. This is all just pure, natural chicken juice that comes out when you pressure cook. And these are in quart jars, and we pressure cook these at 11 pounds for an hour and a half. So pretty soon they're going to start dinging and popping and scaring the piss out of me. But I mean, look at that. We just took them out. Look at that. That is freaking hot. There's a big sign. Do not touch. So in here we have 12 pint jars and one baby gizzard jar.
No, they're three-quarter pint.
3/4 pint. My bad. 3/4 pint jars and a baby jar in there. We got to stuff a couple more to fill up this pressure cooker. And right now we have this one going, which we are up to, okay, Mom, we're rolling at 15.
I turned it down.
Okay.
Check it, see if you can go down a little further.
We'll go down just a little bit yet. And in here, we have these big jars. And my mom cut apart, we did 20 pounds of legs and thighs that she cut apart. Each one has 4 or 5 legs in it. And then the chicken breast meat tenders that she had pulled apart. And then some of them have deboned thigh meat. So we've got dark meat, white meat, bone in, bone out, skin on, skinless. We got a little bit of everything going. Yep, we're dropping now. But you want to roll this about 11 pounds.
You have to stay at 11 pounds or higher.
11 pounds or higher. And that way you cook what's inside and you kill any bacteria. And we got our timer rolling right there. And then you depressurize it. You pull them out. Once they sit here and they're good to go, then they go over here. And then she washes all the jars up, cleans them up. This is the beef we did the other day. Yesterday, the other day, my brain. But here's all the beef we did that turned out. And there's a rule of thumb my mom taught me. When you sit here and do all this work, you don't just pop one open and eat it. You can't open them until, was it the first time it snows?
No, after the first frost.
After the first frost.
That was my dad.
Yep, that was Grandpa Bill Fikema's rule of thumb. You can't open your canned meat until after the first frost. So, we are excited. Oh, they're popping. I gotta go back over here to the popping. And they're just self-sealing now. Which some of them, you know, aren't very loud. Some of them ding like something exploding. Scares the crap out of you. Oh, and here's some pretty ones my mom did this morning. Here's the gizzards. Are the gizzards cool? Can I touch them?
No, yeah, they are.
Oh, they're a little warm yet. But here's the chicken gizzards she did yesterday. And then we've got the beef. And then we've got chicken. But these are still resting. They haven't gone through the wash treatment yet, and that'll be next. So one of the things that my mom does is we debone the breast meat, take the ribs off, take the skin off, but none of it goes to waste. Every bit of it, from the thighs, legs, and the breast meat, every good portion gets saved. So in these bags here, she has the rib meat, the skin, the bones, everything. And when she debones the thighs, that all goes in here too. So we have got, this thing weighs a lot. We got one more bag that's got to go in here. But then now she will go and we will be making a homemade chicken stock. Old-fashioned, like our great-great-grandparents used to do, where you wasted nothing. And we will make a very hearty packed with vitamins, minerals, collagen, everything you need, chicken stock. And let me tell you, it has got so much good damn flavor, you could just drink it just like this.
I do.
And when I had my surgery, many years ago with my gastric bypass, she cracked open a couple of these jars, and yeah, I drank my mom's homemade chicken stock when I had my surgery, and that got me through a lot.
And I like to make egg drop soup.
Oh yes,
with
and
that.
her favorite is making egg drop soup with her chicken stock that she cans. And we will be canning this all too, so this will all go into jars, pressure cooked and everything. And with this, we have vegetables that will go in, her couple special ingredients that she will not let anybody know about. Here are some of the finished jars we have done. This one is a 1.5 pint jar, and it's got a leg and a breast in it. Again, just salt and pepper, all natural juice from the chicken. But now this is enough for a meal to feed a family. And it's all got good stuff, you know, all packed into it. Here is the beef we did. And it's all cubed up. This has got our secret ingredient and then salt and pepper. And this one, she just got done pressure cooking last night. And then here is a jar of pork. So you can do pork tacos, pulled pork. But these are literally minute meals. They take a long time to prepare. But this winter when it's cold, you know, and you can't figure out what you're gonna, you know, make for supper, you have multiple options. My favorite is the beef. And we're going to do the rest of it tomorrow. So I can make beef stew on the fly. So tomorrow we are going to be doing the potatoes, carrots, celery, and veggie mix that goes in with this. And we will be canning it with her special bone stock. So it is going to be packed with flavor. So it's basically 1 jar of beef, 1 jar of veggies heated up, and you have got a fantastic old-fashioned style meal. And I guess with chicken, you can do pretty much anything with it. We like doing chicken a la king, chicken pot pies, basically anything you want with that. And like the pork, I do a lot of different stuff with the pork. Pork tacos. Barbecue pork is really easy to do with this because you literally pop the top, shred it, add barbecue warm, and you're good to go. And it's packed with all of its own flavor. So...
And we always use the broth in the
Yep,
jar.
we always use the broth because that is a natural stock from the meat itself. There's no added liquids to any of the meats. So it is just all flavor. And then when we do the stock and stuff too, then I like to make chicken tortilla soup, and that makes the best flavored soup. And we will also be using our jalapenos and our hot banana peppers in some of the stock that we can for the chicken tortilla soups or the spicy Chinese food. And those will be labeled, by the way. We do label our stuff when they're ready to go, so you don't have a boo-boo. So, but anyway, a few hours of work and a few hours a day of work in a long process, but it's well worth it. We almost have, you know, 2 meals or, you know, 2-3 meals a week out of a jar, and you can make multiple different things.
We just added up the chicken we did today.
Oh yeah, the chicken that we did today, which was the we bought the split breast, which is skin on,
Just the breast.
just the breast
Quart jars.
in quart jars, was let's see here,
$1.30.
$1.30 a quart jar. Now, we bought a lot of chicken, we got a lot of quart jars, but this is the quart jar. So, for the meat that's inside costs us $1.30. That's not including the jars, rings, and lids and stuff, but
We have those.
we had those on hand. So, just the meat itself in here, which is a quart. I mean, it is not little by any means. There's the size of my big glove.
And the stock is part of that, so the stock is actually
Yep.
free.
And so just for this, in a little tiny can of canned chicken, which I like. I really like canned chicken. A small can of that weighs about 9 ounces costs $2.99. And it's not in its own broth. It is packed in water. So this flavor right here that you see, added bonus. And then with all the stock and stuff that my mom makes, that's a freebie. That's just, you know, your time and, you know, your patience and stuff for cooking it. So it's basically, this here, and with our veggies, turns into what we call love in a jar. Pure, natural, and we know what's in it. And there's no added preservatives or anything to keep it fresh. We can it. So canned meats, canned veggies, and canned stock, you know, will stay good. So this is all going to be our freebie, making the stock besides the vegetables, which were all on sale. And from my bucket garden. I got a lot of good stuff from my 5-gallon buckets, which will be going in here too. So the kids will be excited to know what they grew is actually going to feed them in a different way, because they don't like to eat the vegetables, but they like the flavor. So we will be making some love in the jars tomorrow. All right, so here is another check-in. We finished doing the chicken thighs and chicken legs in the pressure canner the other day, and my mom has cleaned up all the jars, got everything sealed and ready to be put away for when we need it this fall and this winter when it gets cold out. So we ended up with way more than we thought, which is awesome, and I cannot wait to show you what we came out with. So here we go. This is what we have accomplished over the last few days. And this is the beef that we did, the cubed beef. And here are the chicken gizzards here. And then we've got multiple jars of just plain chicken breasts. And then we've got jars that have thighs in them. And then we've got, let's see here, we've got the pork loins. And we've got back there our family-sized chickens. So we call them the asparagus jars, but that is more for a bigger meal. And then we've got the large quart jars, which have got the legs and thighs stuffed inside of them. And we've got some with pork loin and chicken. And those are, like I said, are for the bigger family meals that you're going to be making. So we've got all sorts of different sizes depending on what you're going to be making. And here are some of my mom's homemade seasonings and spices that she does that are amazing. That one, my favorite. That's intoxication right there. That is just blows everything else out of the water. But this is what we have done for our first round. Yes, I said first round. Because this is just the meats and stuff. And we will be doing the vegetables and the stocks next. And one of my favorite stocks that she makes is the one that I use for my chicken tortilla soup. It's the soup base, and it is just a liquid, but it is so damn spicy. It is amazing. So we label these things really well because you don't want to make the mistake of using the wrong thing. But that is what we will be preparing next, and then getting these all put away, and yeah, can't wait to use them. So we ended up with, how many beefs did we end up with, Mom?
We haven't counted yet.
We haven't counted them yet. She just got them all cleaned up. But this takes over our entire dining room table, which is a massively large table. And there isn't a lot of open space. But everything turned out, you know, looking fantastic. Here's a close-up. Here's the canned chicken gizzards. And they turned out amazing. Here's a leg in a jar. Actually, there's 2 legs in there. One up, one down. And then let's see, the beef.
You have to be talented to get 2 legs in one of those jars.
Yeah, you gotta have a severe amount of talent to do that. And to get 2 legs in one jar. And yes, we did do a left leg and a right leg, so don't worry. They match. But here's some of the cubed beef we did. And there's like no fat in with the beef at all. And then we did, let's see here. Where's our chicken? Oh, here. We'll do this one here. Here's one of our skinny chicken breasts that we did. There. And here is a pork. And the pork is a little bit darker than the chicken, so that helps us tell them apart a little bit. But yeah, I mean, sky's the limit when you have your own fresh canned meats and veggies. I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want with them. But like I said, now the fun comes when you have to, get them home and find a place for them and get all the right stuff together. And we'll go through and we'll write the year and the date that we did these on. We'll do those on top of the flats here because you don't ever reuse a flat, so we won't have any mistakes there. But I just can't believe what we accomplished in a few days, and a lot of hard work and playing with a lot of raw meat, but it is so very worth it in the end. I mean, this is just, mind-blowing, and I honestly can't wait to crack them open, but I gotta wait at least a month or so yet. But when we do start cracking them open, we will show you some of the stuff that we can make with them. So this is like basically the never-ending cooking story. So we will check back in with you when we start doing our stocks.